Hello, it's me, MC of Healthy by George. Join me here every Thursday and Sunday, where I'm sharing information about health and being as we get older. Check me out. Please think about subscribing. And today we're going to talk about the FDA guidelines that are for food that's called grass, generally recognized as safe guidelines, which I have to tell you, I was blown away by this.
Welcome to Healthy by George. I want you to know that this is for informational purposes only, and it should not be considered as medical advice, nor does it have anything related to my employer. So it's always best for you to check with your own medical provider before you do anything that I recommend or for any medical treatments. So please join me, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you never miss an episode.
When we think about our food and what's in it, I had no idea that there is this guideline called GRAS, called Generally Recognized as Safe, that the FDA uses to regulate what goes into our foods. And this is something that was enacted in 1958. Wow, talk about a long time ago, let's say 66 years ago. This was put into place to determine what is safe about adding things to our foods. And I guess what's really weird is that if a company really believes that something that they're adding to a food product that can be considered generally recognized as safe, that they can do it with some scientific data or some generalized information, and they really don't need the FDA to approve it. So this is how many of the things that get into our food products to allow stabilization or coloring or shelf life or those things that maybe improve the palatableness of some foods, that typically if there's some basis about it being something that's considered generally recognized as safe, food manufacturers can consider including it in our foods. And I find this just to be blowing my mind a little bit because there are so many elements in our foods that we can't even pronounce, and we don't even understand why they're there. There's food colorings, there's these chemicals, I forget what they're called, BH3, and I don't know. It just blows my mind. And so they encourage manufacturers to submit things to be reviewed so that they can be considered as generally recognized as safe. But I don't think that they feel a sense of necessity. I think that there has been this laxness about what's in our food products because what's in our food products here in the United States, some of these products are banned in other countries. Some of the coloring, some of the shelf life additives, some of these things are not even allowed, yet we have them here in our food. And so it just makes me scratch my head that why is this here and why is it not something that's taken more seriously? And that how can you believe that some of these things that are coloring or nitrates or these very high processed oils are not bad for our bodies and for nutrition? And why isn't there a closer look at this in the FDA? I think some of it has to do with, one, there's not a lot of funding. Two, they're probably more interested in things that are going to cause you to be ill. Is there a fungus? Is there something that is immediately harmful that can be detected? And sometimes that's hard to determine what's immediately harmful. And I think that's where it's unclear to me. And I think many manufacturers can make an argument, let me put this in the food now, and someone can prove that it's not generally recognized as safe. It puts the burden on us, the people who are consuming the food. It makes me think of the film where they had to prove that the air quality was causing all these cancers in the community. and it had to go to court, and it had to show that there was a relationship. Maybe not causality, but a correlation, a very strong correlation that you are potentially causing harm because of these additives, that there's enough evidence that there are cancers caused by these colorings. There are inflammatory conditions or immune compromised conditions caused by some of these additives in our food. So again, it's up to us to be a person who questions the ingredients to their food. I know I was looking at a food that I really enjoy called hip peas, and I saw deep down in the ingredients, which, as I was sorry to say, was maltodextrin. Not a great thing. Maltodextrin is this weird, overly processed starch that's added as a filler, something that heightens taste, and it's not seen as something as unsafe, and so they've added it. And I'm sure that's probably why these hip peas have this umami taste that is so delicious when you go to eat it. Yet, when you look at the packaging, it's full of all these things. It's vegan, it's healthy, it has all of these kinds of promotional things that seem good, but when you're looking at the ingredients, you see it's not quite as good as what they could be. So listen to me, hip peas. Let's change that. Let's get rid of the maltodextrin. Let's get rid of the oils that are not organic or they're not expeller pressed. Let's do things better so that we can really raise the bar. Because I think we all deserve to have healthy bodies, healthy minds as we get older, and especially for our young people where they're more at risk of eating packaged foods than most. They really enjoy packaged foods. And kids are known to snack, and kids are really at the highest level of being pre-diabetic than ever before. Join me in advocating for the best food quality that we can. Let's make this general recognized as safe, something that can be updated by the FDA so that they do a better job at helping us have cleaner, better food, even if it is packaged or processed, that the goal is to limit how many products are in the food that's packaged. Be well, my friends. You have this one precious life. Let's live it intentionally so that we can live long and functional into our older age. Bye-bye. Oh, check me out every Thursday and Sunday.
So thank you so much for joining me at Healthy by George. I hope you found the information inspiring and that it encourages you on your wellness journey. Because remember, your body, your well-being are a most precious gift, and every tiny action taken daily can make a huge difference. I hope the information here is educational purposes and is not meant to replace your medical care. See your doctor and talk about what works for you. If you enjoyed today's content, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Your support means the world to me, and it helps me continuing creating content that inspires and empowers you to live your best life. Goodbye for now, and join me again at the next Healthy by George.